Hello everyone, welcome back to Armchair Armory. So it's finished at the Emirates Stadium. Arsenal 1, Slavia Prague 1. If I'm completely honest, it was another performance. Not very good overall. We were good for about 10 minutes where we scored the goal in about the 86th minute. And then kind of poor schoolboy defending yet again. What's the word I'm looking for? Understanding or comprehension of game management, and we end up conceding a header at the far post in literally the last kick of the game, and now we have to go to Prague next week and score first, and Slavia Prague know that now. They were celebrating at the end of the game like they'd won, and that's the thing, that's the problem. The way we've been playing lately, the first 25 the first 25-30 minutes against West Ham, the game against Liverpool, it's not been good. And I don't know, I'm just flabbergasted. I mean, we're still in the tie. It's not all doom and gloom. I'm already seeing people having a meltdown on social media saying that the manager should be sacked tomorrow morning and all this kind of stuff. And it's just again, this fan base is a joke sometimes. Just the way that as soon as we have a negative result of some sort, people just go crazy. I'm not gonna. It's not as bad. The performance was bad, but we weren't destroyed by Slavia Prague, and they weren't that great either. It's just that we had so many chances. Lacazette, oh my god, how did he miss that open goal? I really don't understand how he missed that. Keeper was gone. How did he miss it? Maybe he put too much curl on it. I don't know. But yeah, it's just crazy. I just don't understand how he missed that. Aubameyang missed a chance in the second half. He didn't start the game. He came on in the second half, around the 70th minute, which is probably the only criticism I can give Arteta today, really. I think that his substitutions were a little bit too late. But even that, I think most of the problems we've been having, and I've been saying it, and I'm sure there are many other Arsenal fans saying this as well. I think it's down to the players' mentality that we end up in this situation. Even my wife, who doesn't really watch football that much, has said to me on numerous occasions that she thinks Arsenal's doing badly because the players have bad attitude. If someone that doesn't watch football says something like that, then obviously, from the outside looking in, that must be part of the reason. We can't just keep blaming the manager every time something goes wrong. And he's not, that's the thing, he's not absolved of any criticism or anything like that. Against Liverpool, he really, really fucked up, to be honest. Tonight, I think the lineup that he put out was fine. I guess, Willian was the only kind of eyebrow raiser for me, for Odegaard. But then again, Willian's the experienced creative player, so it sort of makes sense. Again, people are lambasting Arteta for that, and I don't think that's justified. In general, we actually did have quite a good game defensively, but yeah, it's just, again, another game that sort of sums up our season, where we have chances to be out of sight. We should have at least been 3-4-0 up, and we end up drawing the game and making it hard for ourselves next week. I said to a few people on Twitter and on other people's super chats and stuff like that, I said that, can we really turn it round? Because as Spurs attested to against Dinamo Zagreb, it's not as easy, to go to an Eastern European country away and play those teams and win. That's the thing, we have to go there and score first now. I don't know. This team, probably since about 2016, maybe 2017, just the decline is insane. And that's the thing. That's another reason why I don't sit here, like a lot of people, and blame the manager and all this kind of stuff, because I think it's a deep-rooted issue that's been there in the latter years of Arsene Wenger. The club's been run very badly for a long time, probably since the Cronkies took over, or KSE took over, I should say. Yeah. So it's a deep-rooted issue. I don't know. I despair at times with all of this. I didn't feel like doing this review this evening. I didn't feel like doing it at all. I was just kind of I can't be bothered. Because, as I say, the performance was poor. But at the same time, we had chances to be out of sight. And as I keep saying, it just makes it more difficult now going forward. I know we've got a game in between that, but, Sheffield United, we should be beaten. But again, like I said on Saturday, I feel as if, we could easily lose that game the way we're playing at the moment. And I think that if we do go out on Thursday next week in Prague, it's going to be very difficult to come back from. A sort of wet fart end to the season where we're just going to be going through the motions, maybe picking up 3 points here and there. And then we go into a summer where, as I've mentioned, and loads of other people have mentioned, this is a really, really big summer for this club. We have to really, really try and upgrade on what we have. And if we don't, then Arteta is doomed to fail, basically. He will be sacked, basically, because we're going to end up mid-table again, So it's all over to KSE now, and I don't hold much faith, to be honest. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy. So that's the thing. It's so depressing that I can't even be bothered to talk about the goal the goal that we scored and stuff like that. Yeah. Anyway, player ratings. Again, I didn't feel like rating them today, but I thought, well, I can't make it a thing. So I gave Leno a 4. I mean, he did pull off a couple of good saves, but I think he could have done better for their goal. Cedric, I'm going to give a 3 purely for the fact that his crossing was poor today. It's partly because he didn't clear his lines that we ended up. I think it was him that caused us to concede the corner. Holding, I'm going to give a 6. I think he did all right. I mean, a lot of people were saying that he should be man of the match, but I thought he was okay. I thought Gabriel was actually the better of the two defenders. People saying that he was at fault for the part of the problem for the Slavia Prague goal. I didn't see that. I might have to go back and watch it again. So 7 for Gabriel. Bellerin, I'm going to give a 5. He was average. Willian, I'm going to give a 5. He was average. Wasn't bad. Not as bad as he has been in prior games. Emile Smith-Rowe, I'm going to give a 6. Granit Xhaka, 6 as well. I think they were okay. Xhaka, I probably would have given a 7 as well, but I think because of the result, I put that down. But yeah, I think Xhaka did well pressing-wise. He seemed to be the only player up the pitch that was pressing. Partey, I'm going to give a 3. Partey was really bad today. Over-committing passes, trying to do cutesy things at times where it doesn't need to be done, and giving the ball away quite a lot. In the transition, he was giving the ball away and stuff like that. I think since his injury, he really hasn't been up to scratch. I saw somebody the other day say something like, "Oh, ever since he's come to us, we've turned him ish," and it's well, no, I don't think so. I just think he's had injury problems and he's not been fully fit throughout the season. Hopefully next season we see the proper Thomas Partey and we see the 50 million that we paid for him. Saka, I'm going to give a 5. Apart from the chance he had in the first half, there wasn't really anything else that stood out for me, so I'd say it was an average performance. Lacazette, I'm going to give a 5. He missed 2 really, really good chances, and especially the open goal where he bent it round the keeper. I do not know how he missed it. But I guess it's a mentality thing. He probably believed he couldn't score, and he didn't. As soon as it left his boot, I said, he's going to miss that. Or as soon as he pulled away, I was like, yep, he's going to miss that. And then you think, if that was Aubameyang, would Aubameyang have scored it? But then again, you could turn around and say that Aubameyang would probably take too long on the ball and try to dink it round the keeper and end up shooting it right at the keeper or something like that. Ceballos, 5, didn't really do anything. Aubameyang, 6. He played all right when he came on, set up the goal. It was his hold-up play that led to Pepe being able to get away to dink it over the keeper. So I give him a 6. Pepe, I'm going to give a 7 for the goal. I think he would look really bright when he came on. Again, I feel like people write this guy off too soon. I just think he needs a run in the team. And yeah, people just write him off because of the fact he costs so much money, and they expect him to be, as I said on Saturday, they expect him to be, or in the preview, sorry, they expect him to be Cristiano Ronaldo 2.0. Martinelli, I'm going to give a 6. He looked energetic. I think in some ways there's an argument to say he should have started the game, but I thought he looked okay. He was doing things. I think he had a chance quite early in the second when he came on. I think it went wide or over the bar. El Neni, I'm going to give a 5. He was actually okay, but I thought it was nothing special. And then the manager, I think I'm tied between 5 and 6. I think the lineup was fine. I think the way he set us up was fine. I just think the substitutions were a bit late. He can't control what the players do on the pitch. He can't control the missed chances that we had. He looked fuming at the end of the game. He looked so pissed off. He did a Wenger and threw he threw his water bottle when we conceded. I don't blame him. Anyway, we move on. Sunday against Sheffield United. So yeah, with that said, I will speak to you guys again for that preview for Sheffield United, which I should hopefully be putting out tomorrow, Saturday. So yeah, until then, take care, stay safe. This is Deepeye signing out.